My name is Angela, and I would like to welcome you to the Cincilingua membership lesson video. In this video, we are going to look at the future perfect tense. Now, we use the future perfect tense to describe a future action that will be completed by a future time. And the future perfect is formed with will have and the past participle of the verb. And remember, the past participle is that third part of the verb. And we'll look at that in just a few seconds. First, let's look at a few examples. Brent will have returned to the United States on furlough by October 2033. So we have will have returned, and then we have the future date that that's going to happen by October 2033. Kathy will have moved into her new apartment by next Friday. So next Friday is when this will be completed. Okay. Scott will have completed the course by next month. So again, we're describing a future action that will be completed by a future time. Melinda will have purchased her bus pass by Monday. So let's look at the conjugation of the future perfect tense. For each person, we will use will have plus the past participle. So if we look down here at the bottom, each verb has the three parts. You have the present, the past, and the past participle. So in the advanced verb tenses, this is the part of the verb that we are going to use. Go, went, gone. Work, work, worked. Oh, I have a mistake right there. Let me fix that. Worked. Past tense. So the regular verbs, we add ed to both parts, and the irregular verbs, we have to memorize those because they change. So let's look at this example with work. I will have worked. You will have worked. He will have worked. She will have worked. It will have worked. We will have worked. You will have worked. They will have worked. So we have the visual here. Let's look at the example sentence first. By the end of the year, we will have completed the project. So in the future perfect tense, we are having a conversation today. And we're talking about an action that will be completed at a future time in the future. So we're talking today about a project that we will start working on, a new project soon. And we are going to say the future time when we will complete this project. So our future time is by the end of the year, we will have completed the project. So the focus is on the future time that this action we're talking about is finished. Let's look at some more examples. By this time next week, I will have finished the project. So we can see that he is painting this room, and maybe it's a very big room. Maybe we can't see all of it, but we know that the future time is next week. By this time next week, I will have finished the project. It will be finished, right? By their next anniversary, they will have taken a cruise from Panama to Ecuador. So what's the future time that this will be completed? by their next anniversary. So they're going to take the cruise. And the next anniversary is the finish date, right? George will have completed the assignment by this time tomorrow. And when we say by this time tomorrow, by this time next week, okay, so right now, as I am recording this video, it looks like it's 10:48 a.m. So if I say by this time tomorrow, it would mean 10:48 a.m. tomorrow, the same time tomorrow. The president will have signed the tax reform bill by next Friday. I hope, right? We never know for sure until it happens. But next Friday would be the ending date when it would happen, if it will happen. The president will have signed the tax reform bill by next Friday, I hope. By the end of the year, the National Geographic photographer will have completed his assignments in Belize, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Nicaragua. So we have this photographer. He works for National Geographic, and he has an assignment to go and photograph areas of Belize, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Nicaragua. And we know that by the end of the year, he will have completed this assignment. Maggie will have published the book by March 2031. So she will be working on the book, working, editing it, revising it. But by March 2031, she will have published the book. By next year, Chile will have elected a new president. By next year, this will be finished. By next year, Chile will have elected a new president. By the year 2035, Ford will have sold millions of flying cars. That sounds very scary to me. I do not want a flying car. No, thank you. But our future time, by the year 2035, Ford will have sold millions of flying cars. By the next election, the U.S. citizens will have demanded a new election process. Okay, so our future time is by the next election. And the U.S. citizens will have demanded a new election process by that time. The soccer team in Uruguay will have won the World Cup by 2032. So it's by 2032 that the soccer team in Uruguay, will have won the World Cup. Mr. Martinez will have finished his English course by December 3rd. Oh, in this picture, it looks like it's something difficult, but you know, English is easy when you learn the rules and you look at examples, and then you have to practice. Don't worry so much about mistakes. You can actually learn from your mistakes. So practice as much as possible. Mr. Martinez will have finished his English course by December 3rd. By October 2039, Patricia will have been a grandma for 20 years. So it means that in 2019, she became a grandma for the first time. So by October 2039, she will have been a grandma for 20 years. Ruth will have lived in Cincinnati for 14 years by this time next month. by this time next month is our future time. And she will have lived in Cincinnati for 14 years by that time. Cincinnati is a wonderful city. If you ever have a chance to come and visit us, please do. We also teach in person. You can take an intensive training program with us. The schedule's Monday through Friday. You study 7 hours a day. You have a morning class and an afternoon class. There's a short lunch break where you go and get your lunch. But you can really improve quickly if you're practicing in total immersion situation. And there's lots to do in the evenings and on the weekends in Cincinnati. Televisions will have disappeared by the year 2040. Okay, so here we have a picture of a museum exhibit. This is an art exhibit of home entertainment from 1950 to 2035. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that televisions will have disappeared by the year 2040? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe we just watch everything on the computer or on tablets, on cell phones. I don't know. We will see. So the future time is by the year 2040. Televisions will have disappeared by the year 2040. By 2035, CDs will have become a thing of the past. Now, even now, a lot of people do not use CDs, but there are people that continue to use them, and there are stores that continue to sell them. But if we look into the future, look at this exhibit of ways people listen to music from 1948 to 2033. So you had the records, the LPs, then you had the cassettes, audio cassettes, CDs. So maybe by 2035, CDs will have become a thing of the past. The missionaries will have moved to Bolivia by next month. So our future time is by next month, and the missionaries will have moved to Bolivia by that time. My son will have graduated from the university by this time next year. So by this time next year is our future time that this will be a completed action. My son will have graduated from the university by this time next year. 10 years from now, a new type of fuel will have changed the automotive industry. So we have gasoline, ethanol, there's the electric cars. Maybe a new type of fuel will have changed the automotive industry in 10 years. We will see. 10 years from now, so that means 10 years from today, 10 years into the future, is when this change will have happened. NASA will have sent an unmanned spacecraft to Pluto by 2035. So unmanned spacecraft means a spacecraft with no humans, just the spacecraft. The future time is by 2035. NASA will have sent an unmanned spacecraft to Pluto by 2035. Honduras will have changed their currency by 2075. So the future time here is by 2075. And that's when this will have happened. Computers will have become completely voice activated by 2035. Now, already computers can be voice activated, but you still have a keyboard. You still can type if you want to. But by 2035, No more keyboard. The computer will just be voice activated. We'll see. Okay, thank you very much for watching this Cincilingua membership lesson video. It's a pleasure working with you. And if you have any special requests for something you would like us to make a video about, please send us an email. You can email us at coordinator@cincilingua.com and let us know what would be helpful for you, and we will try to make some videos for you. Continue to check back because we'll continue adding lesson videos. And of course, every day you're going to have the live classes. Check out all the different things that we have on the membership program, and it will really help you improve your English quickly. Okay, have a wonderful day.